24 hours away from the start of the largest 25K in the country, and for the first time ever, that race is going to serve as an Olympic trials qualifying event. And here to talk about the race within the race and other changes for this year is elite runner Greg Meyer. And we're going to get to that in just a minute here, all that stuff. But I first want to talk about weather here, because Terry's looking at that, forecast coming in here. We got some rain. Could become a little more interesting here, a little bit dicey, depending on how things kind of move through the area. You got any worries?
Always worry about lightning.
Yeah.
The rain is a nuisance, but runners get wet. That's what we do, and it's not snow, so that's a good thing. But the rain doesn't hurt people. It bothers spectators more than the runners. The high humidity, if it's warm and high humidity, that's a factor for the runners to consider. They'll need to take extra water, even though it may be raining. They need to still take their fluids. But it's the lightning that would be a concern, and the race has the ability to delay up to an hour.
Yep.
But I think the chances of that are slim. I think Terry will come through and keep that away for us, so it'll be all right.
Still have a big old fan out there.
Yeah, there you go.
So no real concerns about having to cancel it for you.
You know what? I just don't say, no.
Okay.
No, I think we'll get through it.
Okay, now this is going to be used as an Olympic trials qualifying event. What's that mean?
For those athletes who are looking for 2016, you have to qualify for the marathon trials. There's a time for men and women. If you break 1:05 for a half marathon for the men and 1:15 for the women, you automatically qualify to go to the Olympic trials in the marathon.
Wow.
It's the B standard, which means you pay your own way to get there and things, but you're entered in the race then. So this is the first time we've been able to do that. Athletes, we will have a timing mat at the 13.1 mile mark.
Yeah.
If they cross that under that given time, then they're automatically qualified.
Why is
for
this the
trials.
first time in 38 years here? Why hasn't this been done before?
They only changed the rules on being able to qualify through the half marathon in the last 4. Before that, you actually had to run a full marathon to qualify, and now they've loosened the standards. So we asked if we could put a mat out there and do that, and they said yes.
Is that going to bring more people in?
We hope so. A few more, but it also allows more of the Americans to keep focused on running. Even if they're not, say, in the top 3, they can keep running hard in order to hit that Olympic qualifying marathon time.
Tomorrow we're going to be talking about this race within a race a lot.
I like that.
Yeah, can you describe that really quickly for viewers?
We looked historically at the amount of time the men finished in front of the women, and we thought, let's start a group of the elite women off at that average time, which we figured to be about 11.5 minutes. We give them a head start. The man or woman who finishes first gets an extra $1,000 bonus, so the men are chasing the women. The other thing that it does, I think, which most of the women really like, is that it allows the women to focus on their own race. They're not intermingled with the men and doing all these other things. They get to focus in on just their competition, and actually the media then gets to see their race independent of the men.
Yep.
As it goes. So I think it's a win-win for everybody, and it's exciting.
We're talking about elite runners here too. We're not just talking about the general
We're not
public.
talking about the masses. It's just, there may be 30, 35 women that will go off early.
You're going to have the elite women, you're going to say, go. Then 12 minutes later, the elite men, go. And then we're going to see who crosses the finish line at the end.
Yep.
First, and that person gets it. That's going to be a really
It's
cool
going to be fun. It's going to be chasing, and it'll be always fun to talk about. At 10K, they're 2 minutes down, or at, so it's, okay, now they're only a minute down. Are they going to catch them? And wouldn't it be great to see a race coming down Ottawa Avenue with a guy trying to catch a woman down the final stretch? I think it's great. Yeah.
Well, I think it's great having you on board with us, because we're going to talk to you tomorrow. The only American or last American to win the Boston Marathon.
That's not true anymore.
Nope.
Keflezighi last year. Yeah, I'm old. I don't even get the free meals anymore.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah, I'm old hat now.
Last West Michigan man to win.
No, closer.
Okay. In about 6 minutes here, 24 Hour News 8's Amanda Jarrett is going to tell us about which roads are going to be closed and answer all of your questions regarding the weather concerns too. And don't forget to tune in to 24 Hour News 8 Daybreak tomorrow morning for our special 5-hour show starting at 5 o'clock in the morning and running through 10. Storm Team 8 tracking some weekend showers too. Terry